Hey friends, it's me, Pastor Doug, with another word of encouragement for the day for today, Wednesday, March 3rd. And today's word comes out of the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verses 29 and 30. And in it, John, the author of this gospel, is describing the ministry of Jesus. And in this particular section, he's talking about John the Baptist. Now, these are two separate Johns, the John who wrote the gospel and then John the Baptist. But John, the author, is writing about John the Baptist, and he describes something amazing that John does and something amazing that John the Baptist says. Let me describe the scene for you. A group of religious leaders have come to John the Baptist to ask him who he is. On what authority is he baptizing people? And so they ask him, "Are you the Messiah?" And he's like, "Nope." And they're like, "Well, then are you Elijah?" He's like, "Nope." And they're like, "Well, what about the prophets? Are you one of the prophets?" And he says, "No." And so they ask him, "Well, on what basis are you baptizing people?" And I love what John says. He doesn't point to himself. He doesn't point to his own authority. He doesn't talk about his own ministry. He just points to Jesus. He says, "Listen, I'm just baptizing with water. But there's someone among you that you don't yet know, and I'm not even worthy to untie the straps on his sandals." John is elevating and promoting Jesus. Then the very next day, Jesus shows up, and John is overjoyed. Again, he's not threatened by Jesus. He's not trying to maintain his own market share or keep his crowds or keep his popularity. No. He fangirls or fanboys over Jesus. He's like, "Look, there he is, the Lamb of God, the one who takes away the sin of the world." He says, "That's the guy I was talking about. He's the one that I was talking about when I said that there will be a man who comes after me who has surpassed me because he was before me." John the Baptist is excited to promote Jesus. And I love that about John. He wasn't self-promoting. He was Jesus promoting. Friends, the other day I was up at Arroyo Verde Park. I had taken a half day and done a prayer retreat up at Arroyo Verde Park, kind of back in the hills. And then I had about 45 minutes left before I needed to be back at the office for a meeting. And I was sitting down in a chair, kind of under this tree, reading or rereading this book, Jesus the King. I was highlighting some things for a conversation that I was going to have. And after I got up and I was walking back to my car, there was this guy who was washing his dishes in the sink outside of one of the bathrooms. And I think he might have been living in his van, so he was washing his dishes there at the park. And he asked me what I was reading. He and I had struck up a conversation. I had asked him how he was doing, and so we had talked, and he said, "So what are you reading?" And his name was Steve. I said, "Steve, I'm reading this book called Jesus the King by a guy named Timothy Keller." And then I spent the next 30 seconds talking about what a great author and great preacher and great pastor Timothy Keller was. And then after, we talked for a little bit, and then I walked away, and I thought to myself, why was I talking about Timothy Keller when I could have been talking about Jesus the King? I had this opportunity with this guy, Steve. He was asking me what I was reading, and instead of talking about Jesus, I was talking about Timothy Keller. Friends, you and I all do this, right? When we promote our church or we promote our pastor, or we promote a speaker or a sermon or a song instead of promoting Jesus. Friends, may you and I get way better at being like John, who didn't promote himself. He didn't promote a ministry. He promoted Jesus. Friends, may you and I promote Jesus every chance we get. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.